kind of like maybe in grade 9, you probably did like take your kids to work day with your parents. Similar, you can take, you can bring some folks along, depending on how long you want and what you want to see.
Hi, so my name is Fatma, and I'm a first-year master's student. So I'm doing a master's, and we're gonna make sure we have our PPE. So who knows about DNA? And then 1 teaspoon of NaCl. So I've got some NaCl, but you can also just use any salt at home. I'm gonna do 1 teaspoon of that. And then half a cup of water.
But basically they do research with like a doctor or someone that works. How could someone in high school do that?
That's a great question. So shadowing is essentially you're with a researcher, a doctor, or a lab.
Make sure not to make too many soapy bubbles, but you're going to try to get all of the little pieces crushed up. And make sure this is proper. Yeah, okay. Like you can like kind of smash it too on the table.
In cell biology, we make the system a little bit more complicated, right? So instead of just the protein and the drug, now we do a whole cell system and the drug. And we see how does it perform in a more complicated system.
Right? And it's great that the University of Toronto has made these strides for you to be here and want this program to continue to grow and to flourish in that. My name is Martin Kengo. I'm the manager of Black Initiatives here at UTM. And what I'm going to present to you guys is an overview of some of the things. And I say some because we're doing so many incredible things. Just some of the things that the University of Toronto has been doing and is doing to make this place a place that you can thrive in your academic and personal growth, right? Okay. And then after, I'm going to give you a quick spiel, and then I've got our students here and there at the back. I'm going to introduce them. So it's Davina, by show of hands. Davina's at the back, Kamsi, and Abdul. And so they work with us. They work with me and Heather here at UTM, and also Dr. Moon and everybody else here, to really create programs, create activities and policies for you to really enjoy your time here. So they're going to talk a little bit about that. Okay. And I hope technology works. So let's see. All right. Guess not. All right. I'll do our land acknowledgement briefly. So we wish to acknowledge the land upon which the University of Toronto operates. For thousands of years, it has been the traditional lands of the Huron-Wendat, the Senecas, and the Mississaugas of the Credit. Today, this meeting place is still the home of many Indigenous peoples across Turtle Island, and we're grateful to have the opportunity to work on this particular land. And our African ancestral acknowledgement, I won't read it all, but I want to make sure you can read that for yourself. But parts that I do want to emphasize is that we wish to acknowledge the historical and contemporary resilience of Black individuals from across the African diaspora. Right? Many have contributed for us to be here through their sacrifice and their inspiration, right? And perseverance. Right? So what does it mean to be Black at UTM? I'm going to open this before I give you guys some answers. Right? What does it even mean to be Black? There's no wrong answer. I'm asking you. What does it mean? There's no answers on the next slide, so don't worry, it's not coming up. Thank you guys for sharing that, right? We carry a lot. We carry a lot, right? And you can see the multifacetedness of Blackness, right? So when you come into this academic institution, forget that. When you wake up every day, you have that. And I'm not going to say the burden, but you have that tradition, that culture, that identity, that legacy, that inspiration and aspiration of all of what you are, but also all of what you can be, right? And it's important to know that. And when I'm going to talk about our strategic priorities at UTM, It focuses on all of what you guys have mentioned. It focuses on all of what we're trying to do here to create those conditions for all of those things to flourish. So, yeah. So our mission here at Black at UTM and the office that we sit at is really to advance policies and practices that ensure the University of Toronto, Mississauga's Black communities are fully engaged, feel seen, valued, heard, and supported to flourish. Our purpose is to make sure that this place where you guys come is a place where Black knowledge, experiences, and identities are respected, celebrated, and empowered to thrive. How do we do that? We've got a document, and I'm not going to go into details, but I want to talk about what that means actually, right? And this is the document. It's called the Black Flourishing Framework, right? It is the University of Toronto, Mississauga's way in which we're saying this is how we want to support our Black students, staff, faculty, instructors, librarians, and even the caretakers, everybody who's here, right? Because it's not just us who you see, it's you guys, but there's many Black communities that exist here. Oops, I don't know what I clicked there, but that is, okay. All right, and we have 7 kind of key areas, and I'm going to go into them, and they actually tie right into the president's, the vice president and principal's own strategic plan. And the key area where we align is this really encouraging collaboration and belonging, making sure this is a place for you to succeed, you to thrive in every aspect of that. Right? And these are the 7 priorities. And many of what you've said is going to be reflected in that. The first is really elevating Black expertise. Programs such as this exists, right? But it exists because there are opportunities for you to see individuals who have charted that path, right? But we need to see more of that. We need to create conditions for that, right? So it's great we've got fellow program participants who are now leads, right? That is what we want to kind of see. I'm not going to go into each detail, but I'm going to give you the gist of it, right? And that ties into the sense of visibility and impact, right? How many of you have had a Black teacher? Awesome. That is a lot more than our students who are here, right? Students, how many of you have had a Black professor? I rest my case, okay? It's important for you to have people who understand and just get it. That's it, right? Oh, it's Kwame. Yeah. When we talk about other priority around enabling data-informed decision-making, right? It's making sure, right, that we are using the information at hand to improve programming, to improve services, to improve the curriculum. Even such as this, it's taking stats. How has this program grown over the past 10 years, right? Where are some of you and your colleagues right now? Those are all information that helps Dr. Muller and the institution understand the importance of this. So data is really key. And for all of you in STEM, you should know that as well, right? Funding initiatives against anti-Black racism, as was mentioned there. A large part of our work at UTM and our office too is to make sure we're putting our money where our mouth is. Are we putting programs towards heritage initiatives? And right at UTM, we do have our students who host a Black History Month event, so we support that. But it's also supporting the different units here at UTM that might not necessarily even have Black students or have Black staff to really think about ways that they can be more accessible, more equitable in the way that they're doing their work. So we provide funding for that. It is also about supporting the sense of like dialogue and engagement in experiencing Black culture, right? We want to bring other people into our culture. We want people to better understand the experiences within UTM, our experiences, Black individuals within UTM. So these are through talks and events and activities, but we also have spaces for that, right? Even this kind of workshop is a great way for that. So it's not just for our allies and supporters, but it's also amongst ourselves, right? As Black people, we're very different. It's not a monolith. I'm Sierra Leonean. Kwame, where are you from?
Jamaica and Ghana.
And Ghana, right? Heather, where are you from? Jamaica and Canada. It's very fluid, right? Very diverse. And we can go around the room with that. our experiences are different. There are many things that tie us as Black people, but many things that are different too, right? So having those spaces for that dialogue, right, helps us in really understanding that sense of intercultural fluency amongst ourselves. Building that culture of belonging is key, right? Creating those spaces for that is really key. We talk about this is promoting, and one of the key ways that we've thrown in a sense of belonging is we have a Black space here for you as students. It's called the Center for Black Excellence and Belonging. It's a space where you can have programming, you can have clubs and group meetings, and our students are in those spaces and manage those spaces. Right? It's really making sure there's a permanent space for you at this campus, and we're working towards that. So for many of you who are coming here to UTM, and who is that? How many of you are thinking of coming to UTM in September? You should have a lot of hands up, right? Down the road, I think some of you in grade 11s and grade 10s, right? So it's
grade 11, grade 9, grade.
oh, so early days. But by the time you come here, there will be a fully operational center that will have a student space, a student lounge, but also a research space for you to connect with faculty, right? As well as a cultural hub as well. And last but not least, our key priority is really ensuring that there's accountability and collective responsibility in this work. The work of creating spaces for you to flourish isn't just on Dr. Mulu and Kwame and myself and others in this institution. It's everybody's responsibility, right? As students here, you're all entitled to all of the benefits and privileges of work of learning here. So we in our work really have a dashboard, and that dashboard ensures that we're able to measure the 58 commitments by the University of Toronto towards addressing anti-Black racism, right? But we also have other mechanisms where we're tasking folks to really keep track of how progress is happening, where change is happening, or also how can you kind of enact change if it isn't happening, right? So those are our 7 priorities for Black at UTM and what we work on, all right? Got questions for me, and I know you probably are not going to ask, but if you ask, you might win a swag bag. So think about your questions, all right? I wanted to kind of introduce our team and wanted them to kind of take 1 or 2 minutes each to kind of speak about their experience at Black at UTM, so working with us, but also the things that they've been doing over the past few months on our team. So whoever wants to take it away, want to talk about your initiative, things that you've worked on, and what it means to be Black at UTM.